WMBD News at 3.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Yvonne Greer. New information this afternoon in the George Floyd case in Minneapolis. New charges have been brought against fired police officer Derek Chauvin. His charges have been upgraded from third to second-degree murder, and the other 3 officers in that case have been charged with aiding and abetting second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter. CBS News just did a special report, and we'll have more information as that story unfolds this afternoon. In other news today, protesters clashed with police in several U.S. cities last night, but there wasn't the level of looting and other destruction seen in previous night's unrest sparked by the death of George Floyd. Michael George has the latest from Minneapolis.
Back up! Officers in Charlotte, North Carolina used pepper spray on protesters after telling them to disperse. A peaceful protest in Portland, Oregon also escalated as the night wore on.
I saw a smoke grenade kicked within like 2 feet of us, so I went out and I tried to kick it back at the police officers. I saw about 10 more shot onto the street when we were all just standing there, and I continued to try to do the same thing, and I was smashed down to the ground by a police officer.
In New York City, police blocked protesters on the Manhattan Bridge who had defied the city's 8 p.m. curfew. There were some arrests, but there wasn't the amount of looting and violence seen in previous nights. Earlier in the day, there were peaceful protests throughout New York City. And in George Floyd's hometown of Houston, an estimated crowd of 60,000 held a moment of silence. St. Louis is also in mourning for retired police captain David Dorn, who was shot and killed early Tuesday during a looting at a pawn shop.
This is just so senseless, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired.
Here in Minneapolis, this site where George Floyd lost his life has become a growing memorial to his life. It's manned by volunteers 24/7, and last night they raced to protect the flowers and cards from the rain. Many say the city needs to make this spot a permanent memorial.
Sometimes things happen in a moment, and then we move on. But this needs to be a monument that's forever changed. Who we are and what we do.
A memorial service for Floyd is planned for tomorrow. Michael George, CBS News, Minneapolis.
On Tuesday, Minnesota launched a civil rights investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department. It will review the department's policies, procedures, and practices over the past 10 years. The protests in Washington, D.C. continued outside a wider security perimeter around the White House. President Trump is still pushing for more widespread use of the military to stop protests around the country. Demonstrators used powerful body language as they filled the streets. Some said they were emboldened by the president's recent actions.
We're met with pepper spray and then the National Guard and tanks instead of solving the real issue at hand. Why is he spending money on that type of resources instead of taking care of what we're asking him to? He's not listening.
The president's threats to send military police to states that he believes are not doing enough to control violent crowds are drawing bipartisan criticism, with Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth. She responded today.
How dare you pervert the honor of our military by threatening to use them against their fellow Americans?
The House Judiciary Committee will hold a hearing on police brutality next week. Here at home, Peoria Mayor Jim Ardis is speaking out publicly about the death of George Floyd, calling the officer's actions atrocious. Mayor Ardis says he appreciates the peaceful protests we've seen here in central Illinois over the past few days. He also commends the police department for keeping people safe when a separate group of people decided to loot buildings and set cars on fire. He says first responders are staying prepared to jump into action.
For every 100 people that are out there that are being respectful, that are just expressing their outrage at the situation and want to push for a change, for every 100, there's one that's going to go out there and loot and vandalize and do things to make the whole cause look like it's unworthy.
Ardis says our city and country really need to take notice of what's happening right now and have some serious conversations. He says he supports business owners and homeowners who want to legally bear arms to protect their property. Kohl's in Normal is still closed to the public following Monday night's looting. The town's mayor calls it domestic terrorism. Treasurer Roberts tells us many connected to that crime are now in cuffs.
Dozens of people gathered in the Eastland Mall parking lot in Bloomington Monday night. Now they shattered the glass doors of Kohl's, ran inside and grabbed what they could. Over 15 arrests have been made since Monday night's lootings, according to Bloomington Mayor Terry Renner and Bloomington Police Department. Mayor Renner says in Bloomington, you are not going to loot and pillage this community and get away with it. Doors at Eastland Mall will stay boarded up and the store will remain closed until further notice. In Bloomington, Treasurer Roberts, WMBD News.
The city of Normal is now taking preventative measures against unwanted traffic in Uptown. Police have been using barricades overnight to prevent drivers from entering certain areas. They say the measure is only temporary, adding that it has been very effective. Several people in Peoria court yesterday believed to be connected to looting series early Monday morning. Here's a look at some of those arrested. Each has been charged with burglary. Up to 40 cars of people raced through the city Monday night, smashing windows and stealing from various local businesses. Police say these people were caught at the scene that night. A judge set their bonds between $10,000 and $65,000. If convicted, each could face at least 3 years in prison, some of them up to 14 years. A house and car are both damaged after a case of suspected arson in Peoria. Around 1:30 this morning, someone set a car on fire near Northeast Randolph Street. That fire then jumped to a nearby office building just behind Unity Point Methodist. While you can't see much of the damage outside, firefighters say the damage is extensive. This marked the 16th arson Peoria firefighters have responded to in the past 3 days. A Wednesday morning crash ends in a police chase crossing both Tazewell and Peoria counties. Around 8:30, police were called to a crash scene at Route 116 in Grossenbach Road. Officers now say one of the cars involved was stolen and the suspects ran from the scene. That's when Peoria police got involved in the chase. They say one suspect ran into the woods near the McCluggage Bridge and 2 others jumped from the bridge into the river. Those suspects have been hospitalized. We're going to take you now to a CBS special report on those 4 officers accused in the death of George Floyd.
I'll ask for continued patience. This case continues to be under investigation. We will not be able to say very much publicly about the investigation, except that we encourage anyone who believes that they have evidence in this case to come forward and to be cooperative with the investigation. As we develop the case for prosecution, which will also not be able, we will not be able to say very much publicly about it, because our job is to seek justice and to obtain a conviction, not to make statements in the press, but to do our talking in court. So I ask for your patience again while we limit our public comments in pursuit of justice. I also ask for your trust that we are pursuing justice by every legal and ethical means available to us. I also want to add a word of caution. The investigation is ongoing. We are following the path of all of the evidence. Wherever it leads, we are investigating as quickly as we can because speed is important. We're also investigating as thoroughly as we can because being complete and thorough is critically important, but it takes time. The reason thoroughness is important is because every single link in the prosecutorial chain must be strong. It needs to be strong because trying this case will not be an easy thing. Winning a conviction will be hard. In fact, County Attorney Freeman is the only prosecutor in the state of Minnesota who has successfully convicted a police officer for murder. And he can tell you that it's hard. I say this not because we doubt our resources or our ability. In fact, we're confident in what we're doing. But history does show that there are clear challenges here, and we are going to be working very hard and relying on each other and our investigative partners and the community to support that endeavor. To the Floyd family, to our beloved community, and to everyone that is watching, I say, George Floyd mattered. He was loved. His family was important. His life had value. And we will seek justice for him and for you, and we will find it. The very fact that we have filed these charges means that we believe in them. But what I do not believe is that one successful prosecution can rectify the hurt and loss that so many people feel. The solution to that pain will be slow and difficult work of constructing justice and fairness in our society. That work is the work of all of us. We don't need to wait for the resolution and investigation of this case to start that work. We need citizens, neighbors, leaders in government and in faith communities, civil and human rights activists to begin rewriting the rules for a just society now. We need new policy and legislation and ways of thinking at the municipal, state, and federal levels. The world of arts and entertainment can use their cultural influence to inspire change that we need. There is a role for all who dream of a justice that we haven't yet experienced. In the final analysis, a protest can shake a tree and can make the fruit fall down. But after that fruit is in reach, collecting it and making the jam must follow. The demonstrations and the protests are dramatic and necessary, but building just institutions is more of a slow grind, but equally important. And we have to begin that work as well. We need your energy, and we need everyone's help right now. Thank you very much.
And there you hear the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota elevating charges against the officer who is accused of kneeling on George Floyd. He is now being charged with second-degree murder. The significance of that is that it's up to 40 years of imprisonment. The third-degree murder is sentenced up to 25 years. The family still wants a first-degree murder charge against him, which would be life in prison. But at the same time, they are saying this is a significant step toward the road to justice, that they are gratified that this action was brought before George Floyd's body was laid to rest. We want to return to Jeff Pegues, who is at the scene of this alleged murder right outside of the Cup Foods there, where I know people have gathered for more than a week. Jeff, and what has been the reaction?
Well, as you mentioned, or Keith Ellison announcing the charges there, but the other important thing is that he was cautioning the public that this is a long process. This is going to take time. You still have a long trial ahead, or trials ahead, and there is no guarantee when it comes to trying to get a conviction of police officers. Yet and still here, this crowd has been celebrating. There is a celebratory air here. People are barbecuing. People are listening to music. I think it's fair to say that they are celebrating George Floyd's life. Nora, back to you.
Jeff Pegues there, who rightly notes out as our justice correspondent that it will take time to try these cases, and as was noted that it's difficult to prosecute cops there, but they are moving forward with that. We should also remember George Floyd, 46 years old, who was as father of two children who we have heard from in just the past 2 days, his family mourning him. There at the site, there is going to be a memorial tomorrow, a funeral in Houston, where he is from. And certainly we know the more than 140 cities that have held protests, many of them peaceful, as many Americans come forward to not only pay their respects, but also hold signs that say Black Lives Matter, hoping for change, pushing for change. All of this a significant moment, certainly in American history, and we will continue to cover this story as we have from day one, including the memorial tomorrow. And our coverage today will continue on our 24-hour streaming network, CBSN. You can watch it at cbsnews.com or download our CBS News app. There will be much more on your local news and on this CBS station, and we're going to have a full wrap-up tonight on the CBS Evening News. Thank you for joining us. This has been a CBS News special report. I'm Nora O'Donnell, CBS News, Washington.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com.